raped, strangled and smothered. Gore, wounds and shattered body parts. Shocking cover-up attempts exposed.
मेरी लड़की ने सुसाइड कर दिया है, ये खबर आई है हॉस्पिटल से। मैंने कहा सुसाइड किसने कहा, कैसे? बोले नहीं, उन्होंने कहा कि ये सुसाइड हुआ है।
Parents were told it's a suicide. Renovation right next to the crime scene. Was Abhya gang raped? Are some accused being shielded?
इतना अमाउंट ऑफ सीमेंट अगर वहां से मिला है तो ये जरूर बोलते एक आदमी का काम हो नहीं सकता। ये गैंग रेप होने का पॉसिबिलिटी ज्यादा है।
India today leads war for justice. Justice for Kolkata's Abhya. That is our top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
In the last 24 hours, 5 days after the rape and murder of the 31-year-old trainee doctor in Kolkata, details of an elaborate cover-up, details of how clearly, intentionally there were lapses in the investigation have come to the fore. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and over the next 1 hour, I'm going to be breaking down for you the anatomy of a rape cover-up that's taking place right before our eyes in Kolkata. Let's begin with the headlines. Rahul Gandhi slams ally Mamta over Kolkata rape cover-up, says serious questions arise over attempt to protect accused. Army officer killed in encounter between terrorists and forces in Jammu's Doda district. Blood-soaked rucksacks found at encounter site. WFI chief blames wrestlers' protest for medal fiasco, says protests cost us 6 medals, alleges wrestlers' stir was at someone's behest.
जो 6 मेडल भारत देश को आए हों, 6 मेडल अकेले कुश्ती ला सकता था, लेकिन कुश्ती पिछले 15-16 महीने जो डिस्टर्ब रही, उसकी वजह से इतना मेडल नहीं आ पाया।
India Today speaks to Manish Sisodia, who claims proof against him is fabricated in liquor scam. Former Deputy Chief Minister says he's in no hurry to rejoin the government. Yogi Adityanath lashes out at the opposition, accuses them of being silent on Bangladesh atrocities against minorities over fear of losing vote bank. UP Chief Minister says what happened in 1947 in Pakistan is happening now in Bangladesh. And Hamas pulls out of Gaza ceasefire talks in Doha. Israel to attend. War clouds intensify as US destroys 2 Iran-backed Houthi vessels in the Red Sea. In the last 24 hours here on India Today, we've unearthed details of an elaborate cover-up attempted by who exactly is still a big question mark. Perhaps the hospital, perhaps state authorities, we don't know just yet. But it began with first a claim being made to the parents of the 31-year-old doctor who was found dead in a government hospital in Kolkata, saying that this was a case of suicide. In the last 24 hours, I've seen the picture of the body of the victim. We're not putting it out because we wouldn't do that to the victim's family, and also because it's extremely distressing and extremely sensitive in nature. The moment I saw that picture, there were so many emotions that ran through me. I feel numb even talking about it right now, because I've seen a video of where she was sleeping, believing she's safe at 3 a.m. in the morning. And secondly, I've seen what her body looked like after she was raped and murdered. And there's such a mix of emotions. You feel fear. You feel scared that this is what a woman has to endure at her workplace where she considers herself to be safe. So as a woman, you feel so scared seeing that particular picture because it's clear that there is no place essentially that's safe for a woman. You feel disappointed. You feel frustrated that we let her down. I'd say the government let her down because the hospital didn't provide her enough provisions to ensure that she could lock the door and sleep in a place while doing a 35-hour shift. There was no place that was safe for her. So you feel such a mix of emotions. But I'd say the one dominant emotion I felt is, yes, sadness for the victim's family because they saw her in that manner. For the parents who had to wait for 3 hours, beg to be able to see their daughter, and then they see her in that state. I can't imagine what they went through. The other dominant emotion is deep-seated anger. Because when you look at that picture, I'm no doctor. I saw that picture. I saw the injuries on her body. I saw what she suffered. And I could tell you immediately it wasn't a suicide. There were authorities there on ground who had the gall to go out there and say that this is a suicide, that the victim suffered from psychosis. And they had the gall to say this to her family, to her parents. And that's why we asked the questions of that college principal, who, by the way, is a doctor. So he is a medical specialist who said this is a suicide, who decided it's a suicide and told the parents this. And this very college principal, hours after the crime, is removed, but then almost 40 minutes later reinstated as the principal of another medical college. Why? Why was he shielded in that manner? Why is he being protected in this manner? What kind of influence does he wield? And especially when he so brazenly lied to the parents that this was a case of suicide. And that's not the only problem that I have with what's happened in the last few days in the investigation. Now, anyone knows this. You don't have to be a police official or an expert to know that a crime scene has to be sealed. You have to keep away the evidence. What happened in this case? Renovations happened right opposite the seminar hall. Walls are broken down right opposite the seminar hall. So you have construction workers walking in and out. They haven't sealed the floor. They haven't done any of that. And that's why we ask questions here about what really is happening in this particular case. The Kolkata police maintains there's only one accused and that he's behind bars. So then why is there such an elaborate attempt to goof up the investigation in this manner? The picture that I've seen today makes my blood boil. And I promise you that having seen that, we will ensure here on India Today that we take forward the family's voice and ensure justice for this 31-year-old doctor.
Raped, strangled, throttled, mutilated, and murdered. This is how a young doctor's life was cut short within the walls of Kolkata's RG Kar Hospital. The CBI has taken over this probe and one prime accused is in the probe agency's custody. But were more people involved? A doctor who accessed the post-mortem report cited the excessive liquid found in the victim's vaginal swab to point at the likelihood of a gang rape.
इतना अमाउंट ऑफ सीमेंट अगर वहां से मिला है तो ये जो लोग बोलते एक आदमी का काम हो नहीं सकता, इसके और भी आदमी जुड़ा हुआ है, ये गैंग रेप होने का पॉसिबिलिटी ज्यादा है.
It's actually quite surprising that amount of semen ejaculate is there on the lady, even if it's two people. You know, it sounds sort of over the top. It sounds a large amount going by it, and I think we need to investigate this further as to how 150 ml of semen is deposited in the vagina at one go and still lies there. We need to find out how many people did this deed, did the assault, did the rape.
A victim's family member has narrated how the victim's body was found, revealing the torture she suffered.
3 घंटे तक खड़े रहने के बाद ये दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ अंदर जाते हैं सेमिनार रूम में. बच्ची का शरीर में कोई कपड़ा नहीं था. पैर दोनों राइट एंगल में मिला गया. राइट एंगल में एक पांव बेड के इस तरफ, एक पांव बेड के इस तरफ मिला गया. जब तक पेल्विक गर्डल नहीं टूटता है, चश्मे को कूटा गया, जिसके वजह से आंखों से खून निकल गया.
The plot is thickening in the Kolkata murder rape horror. India Today accessed first images of the crime scene. This is the seminar hall where the victim was brutally raped and murdered. A renovation sanctioned just opposite the crime scene has raised more eyebrows.
जो इंस्टीट्यूशन में ये काम हुआ है वो कर्तृपक्ष आकर एफआईआर नहीं लॉन्च करेगा और प्रोटेस्ट रिनोवेशन का ऑर्डर देगा. इट इज वेरी ग्राउंड ऑफ सस्पिशियस एंड आल्सो कोर्ट में जो ऑर्डर कोर्ट ने ऑलरेडी बोला है कि इट इज द वेरी ग्राउंड ऑफ सस्पिशन रिगार्डिंग द हायर अथॉरिटीज.
The Mamata Banerjee government and the hospital are being accused of a cover-up bid.
There is absolutely no reason why the scene or the believed scene of the crime should have been destroyed in this manner. Was it to sort of mislead the investigation, or was it to cover up the actual crime which happened over there?
The big question remains, were there more perpetrators involved? And if there were, who is shielding whom? Bureau Report, India Today.
And as the Kolkata police is under huge pressure in this particular case because there are questions over that cover-up that we've just exposed here in our report previously, they've put out a statement and I'd like to read it out for you. The Kolkata police in their statement on social media have said, we wish to clarify, number one, reports of Kolkata police informing the family about a possible suicide are false. The family confirmed the call did not come from us. Second, the Kolkata police didn't cremate the body of the deceased. It was her family who cremated her. But the first point here, extremely crucial, the angle of suicide. Who informed the victim's parents then that it was a suicide? Kolkata police saying, we did not do so. The families also confirmed that the call didn't come from the police. What this means is that directly the needle of suspicion is pointed at the college principal, at the medical hospital. Perhaps they tried to go ahead with an elaborate cover-up, knowing full well the repercussions of being exposed in this manner for the fact that they had the shoddiest of arrangements made for their doctors, which you see on your screens as well. That's the seminar hall where the victim was lying down at 3 a.m., where doors can't be locked, and she was there all alone with no one to help her in that condition. So at this point, there will be questions with the Kolkata police's clarification coming out now, whether the onus is completely on the medical college for the goof-ups that happened 24 hours after the crime took place. Indrajit Kundu and Anupam Mishra are joining us live on this broadcast. Indrajit, I'm going to come across to you first on that statement that the Kolkata police has put out. Like I said, the takeaway from that statement is essentially that, it is the medical college that called the parents and said this is a suicide. Anupam, if you can answer that.
Well, Akshita, it's very noisy out here, but let me tell you there are a lot of things are happening at RG Kar at present, and let me first show you the gate of that building where this seminar hall is situated. And right now, CBI team, a 16-member CBI team has entered inside the seminar hall, started investigating inside the seminar hall, and they are collecting evidences if anything remains there, because Kolkata police had already started the investigation. They have done investigation. They have arrested one accused, and after High Court order, CBI has been given the case, and CBI has just started the investigation. And let me show you the other part of the hospital, where students are agitating, students are protesting inside the hospital, and BJP and left workers are gathered outside of the RG Kar hospital. So these are the students who are protesting inside the RG Kar hospital. They are demanding justice. There are a lot of questions are being raised. They are also telling that they want truth, they want the justice. And let me show you the outside of the RG Kar gate. Between outside of the gate, there are BJP workers who have gathered here, who have come here walking from College Square, and there are left student workers also there. They have also gathered outside RG Kar Hospital. In between, Kolkata police is there so that nothing happens and nobody enters inside hospitals. This is the situation right now at RG Kar Hospital, where a lot of agitations, a lot of protests are taking place, and at the same time CBI team has entered and they are also investigating the matter.
Okay, Anupam, I'm going to come back to you. I'll take this across to Indrajit Kundu for more details on what the Kolkata police essentially has said. Indra, what that does, the statement from the Kolkata police, is that it puts the blame squarely on the RG Kar hospital authorities, because clearly they were the ones then who called the family and said this is a case of suicide, the victim is suffering from psychosis.
Well, absolutely. You know, Mamata Banerjee has said if the Kolkata police can't crack the case by Sunday, it will be handed over to the CBI. The courts didn't wait for it. They have handed it over to the CBI right now. The CBI has taken over the case today. But just a short while back, you know, there is rift within the Trinamool Congress, the ruling party here. Because Sukhendra Shekhar Roy, the Trinamool Congress Rajya Sabha MP, is sitting on a dharna in Kolkata. I spoke to him just a short while back, and he tells me that, he has also gone all guns blazing against the principal of the RG Kar Hospital. Because I did ask him, what was the reason behind the government reinstating the principal of RG Kar Medical College Hospital so fast to another government hospital? Because the allegations are against him. And the Trinamool Congress MP doesn't seem to support the decision of his own government. And he's out on the streets sitting on a dharna, satyagraha at this point in time. So clearly, a lot of people are miffed with the handling of this case by the state government and the pace at which the Kolkata police has
we'll get that reaction. We'll put out that reaction, Indra, in just a bit. I request you and Anupam to stay with me. I want to also show how the TMC, how the Trinamool Congress has reacted. By the way, it took 4 days for them to actually come out and put statements of condemnations. And these are some of your strongest voices in Parliament, women voices in Parliament. The Trinamool Congress women netas who speak always condemning crimes against women, rightly so, go completely mum of what's happening in their own state in Bengal. But yesterday, you finally had all of them breaking their silence. These are the reactions that came in. And what do you see in all of them? All of them condemn what's happened. But you see a very clear narrative that's been said where all of them have essentially a similar message that they've put forth, and none of them in their social media posts have actually referred to this as a rape. None of them have called it what it is, a rape and murder. They've said gruesome crime, ghastly crime, justice must be served, we condemn it, what not. But till you refer to it as what it is, till you call it as gruesome as it is, that it is a rape and murder of a 31-year-old doctor, these words ring hollow essentially. Let's take a look at all the reactions that have come in our next report.
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
Nationwide outrage over Kolkata rape and murder horror. Even as chorus grows for justice for victim, politics speaks with the TMC and BJP crossing swords. The BJP has slammed the Mamata Banerjee government, claiming complete failure of law and order in Bengal.
They are first telling
the party alleged that the state government was trying to cover up the truth in the case.
लोगों में इसको लेके इसीलिए गुस्सा है. देखिए एक अरेस्ट भी हो गया, पुलिस ने अरेस्ट कर लिया, बोल रहा है कि यही एक्यूज है, लेकिन डॉक्टर्स रुके नहीं, जो इंटर्न्स थे वो रुके नहीं, वो एजिटेशन कर रहे हैं क्योंकि दे आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विद द आउटकम ऑफ द इन्वेस्टिगेशन. तो ये एक किस्म से टोटल फेलियर है हमारे चीफ मिनिस्टर का, और शी शुड रिजाइन.
चिंताजनक ये है कि ममता बनर्जी 10 तारीख को कहती हैं कि मैं कुछ दिन बाद इन्वेस्टिगेशन को ट्रांसफर कर दूंगी. ममता बनर्जी, आपसे सवाल होगा कि आपकी निर्ममता का क्या कारण है, क्योंकि वो 48 घंटे ही सबसे ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण थे फॉर द कलेक्शन ऑफ एविडेंस, फॉर फोरेंसिक एग्जामिनेशन.
The BJP alleged tampering with evidence, pointing to the repair work carried out near the seminar hall in RG Kar Hospital on Tuesday, hours before the CBI team reached the crime scene. The TMC rejected the charges and claimed to stand with the doctors. Several India bloc leaders spoke out, demanding justice for the victim.
डॉक्टर ऑन ड्यूटी के साथ रेप, ये समाज के लिए भी बहुत गंभीर प्रश्न है और मैं समझता हूं कोई भी सरकार हो उसके लिए ये टॉलरेट ना करने वाली चीज होनी चाहिए।
दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है और मुझे लगता है ऐसी घटना हमारे देश में कहीं भी नहीं होनी चाहिए। जो भी आरोपी हो उनको तो टेररिस्ट करके ही ट्रीट करना चाहिए, बिना धर्म देखे, बिना जात देखे। और मेरी ये मांग हमेशा से रही है, जब दिल्ली में रेप केस हुई थी तभी से ये मांग है कि रेपिस्ट को टेररिस्ट करके ही ट्रीट किया जाए।
रेप, मर्डर और खास तौर पे मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स के साथ इस तरीके की कोई भी चीज के लिए हर सरकार को संवेदनशील होना चाहिए।
Rahul Gandhi, in a strong statement, condemned the rape and also called out local authorities for the brazen cover-up that now stands exposed.
Interestingly, leaders like Mahua Moitro and Sukhantu Shekhar Roy has also condemned the incident, and they are also trying to participate in the protest. So it's an ongoing war between BJP and TMC over the issue in Bengal. With camera person Kiranjit, this is Anupam Mishra for India Today in Kolkata.
As we get to the latest on the updates that are coming in the investigation into the Kolkata rape and murder case, let's also tell you about the protests that have been taking place across the country. Doctors, angry, frustrated, and rightly so, have come out in large numbers over the last 2 days, protesting over the incident that's taken place, demanding security for women doctors. And we've been seeing in the last few hours, a lot of these protests have been called off partially, and that's because many of their demands have been met, which included for an impartial probe, for punishment for the culprits. They wanted the case to be handed over to the CBI. They wanted the government to recognize that there's a clear need to improve the infrastructure provided in the workplace, in these hospitals, for women doctors in particular. And tonight, on the eve of Independence Day, we're going to be seeing a very symbolic protest across the country. A midnight nationwide protest over the Kolkata rape case. It's called Reclaim the Night, very fittingly. And this protest will be held across India. You're going to be seeing a sizable number of women, a sizable number of doctors coming out to protest at exactly midnight. Not just in solidarity with Abhaya's family in Kolkata, but also with, in fact, every woman doctor who puts her life at risk when she now does a night shift in her hospital because of the clear lack of conditions. They're going to be raising that essentially in this protest called Reclaim the Night. Anupam Mishra is joining us with more details on this. Anupam, at the heart of this movement will be a midnight protest that will take place in Kolkata.
Well, Akshita, midnight protest will be happening all over West Bengal, not only in Kolkata, and there are several places which are going to witness this kind of protest, and this protest is ongoing. I'm telling you, right now we are in RG Kar Hospital, and the students are protesting here, and they will continue their protest, and they will also continue their protest past midnight, and not only in RG Kar Hospital. There are a lot of places, symbolic places like Victoria Memorial in South Kolkata. There are a lot of places which will be witnessing the midnight protest by females, and this is the kind of unique protest which we will going to witness tonight, and it will start around 12 p.m. 12 o'clock midnight, and it will continue for about 1 hour in different places of Kolkata. Akshita.
Thanks very much for joining us with those details. You can see that the protests continue there in Kolkata non-stop, particularly outside the RG Kar Hospital. And tonight at midnight, there will be protests in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, and of course in Kolkata as well. Now, this incident has sparked a larger question. For so many women doctors out there, they're now scared. Their families obviously are scared also when they're assigned a night shift because of the kind of infrastructure that's provided to them and how their lives essentially are in danger. I'm not exaggerating when I say it, looking at what's happened in Kolkata. So we wanted to bring in some voices from women doctors, understand what they're going through, their plight, the conditions and difficulties that they face in just going to their workplace and doing their job. Joining us now is Dr. Rubina Bhatt, who's joining us from Srinagar. We also have Dr. Shashwati Sinha, who is joining us from Kolkata. Dr. Sinha, I'd like to begin with you. This has happened in your city. This has happened in a government hospital in Kolkata. Dr. Sinha, when you first heard of this news, did it make you scared? Did you feel a sense of fear knowing that this has happened in your city to a woman doctor? I'm sure you can relate a whole lot to.
Absolutely. It is not only a question of fear, but it is a question of being let down. It's a sense of anguish, hearing the plight of a young woman doctor. And it just put all our thoughts and all our imaginations completely haywire, because we have been, as residents, as interns, as postgraduate trainees, and even now as consultants, we have always thought our workplace to be the safest place because we spend more waking hours in our workplace as compared to at home. That is a place of sanctity. And if somebody is assaulted, is attacked and is murdered at the workplace, then that is a sheer feeling of being let down.
Dr. Sinha, tell us really about what a female doctor goes through. Working in a government hospital as a trainee doctor, I know that many of these doctors, male and female, pull off 35, 36-hour shifts. But I understand there's not even a place to rest in these government hospitals. And that's why this young woman, this 31-year-old, was actually sleeping in the seminar hall where you don't even have the option of bolting the door.
You're absolutely right. I would say that, there's a lot to be looked into as far as infrastructure is concerned. And more so when such incidents happen, probably when we used to work as residents, and even our residents now, not only in government, but in a lot of corporate hospitals, you may not have the perfect place where you can rest. You may not have a separate duty room or a separate washroom to you for the female doctors. And especially when you are going through a 24 or 36-hour shift, there's a lot to be looked into. The infrastructure really needs to be, people need to take a control over what is going on.
You'd think that the basics would be providing a clean place to sleep, a safe place to sleep, to rest. You'd think that the basic is ensuring hygiene, washroom is available, and a safe one at that for women. That's not done. That's what at least you're telling us, Dr. Sinha, and it's shocking. Dr. Bhatt, if I can come across to you, seeing this particular incident, did it also, in a sense, act like a trigger point for you? Have you also suffered as a result of, lack of infrastructure, lack of facilities?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody here is having that same issue of this lacking security and lacking the proper room as well as washroom. Definitely in each and every hospital. It's a very big issue everywhere. I think government is giving a very least interest to the doctors. They don't bother.
No, can you tell me, Dr. Bhatt, what it's like? What it's like as a woman to work in these hospitals? What are the problems that you face? You're saying there's no washroom, there are no beds. So what is the kind of provisions? Nothing?
We are lacking security, definitely. And second thing is, proper room and washroom. We never get it properly.
So when you do your long shifts, where do you stay? Where do you rest?
We have rooms, but still, like in emergency, we don't have a proper female room. And in other places, in wards, there are rooms. So we arrange accordingly. We will went to wards sometimes and other places to take a rest. So this is the biggest issue because we are not getting a proper security nowhere. If any attendant will come and shout on you, nobody will be there. No security will be there. Nobody will take your side at that time. We have to call our colleagues, and when they will reach till that time, you have to face alone.
I'm sure you've done a lot of night shifts. I'm sure you've done a lot of 30-plus hour shifts. Have you ever, Dr. Bhatt, while you've done this, felt unsafe?
As such, we are used to it, I think, because we are not fearing that much. But now we listen. We came to know about this gang rape, and we got a lot of fear. Before this, we were not having that much of fear, to be honest. We are not thinking that this will happen in the hospital. So it's the first time we heard, so we get very much disturbed, and in fact, we feared a lot. But before this, we are not having this much of fear in our minds. So.
No, I'm sure this is like a wake-up call of sorts for everyone of what can happen. So in such a circumstance, Dr. Bhatt, have you raised this? Has anything been assured to you about protection, about ensuring adequate facilities for you and the other women doctors?
Yeah. We just want our government to protect the center.
I understand. Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Sinha, just stay with me. We've got big breaking news that's coming in right now. Mamata Banerjee has now responded to all of the criticism that there were attempts to cover up the investigation. Mamata Banerjee asks, what action did we not take? She's saying we want the rapist to be hanged, that I personally monitored this entire case through the night and ensured a detailed investigation. But Mamata Banerjee maintains that the response has been adequate. Mamata Banerjee maintains that there is no attempt to cover up. She's saying that we wanted the rapist to be hanged. I personally monitored the investigation. Let's play out for you what the Chief Minister said.
রবিবার আমি বলেছিলাম যদি সবটা তদন্ত শেষ না হয় আমি নিজে সিবিআই কে দিয়ে দেব 34 জনকে পুলিশ অলরেডি ডেকে কথা বলেছিল শুনেছি এবং আরো অনেকে ওদের লিস্টে ছিল
Mamata Banerjee says that police have spoken to many people
কথা বলতো সেই সুযোগটা তারা
and the remaining ones would have been spoken in the next couple of days, but that time was not given. But we want good for everyone.
সিবিআই কে দিয়েছেন আমার কোনো আপত্তি নেই
Mamata Banerjee says that she doesn't really have any objection that the case has been transferred to the CBI. Mamata Banerjee says that the team that was used to crack this case of Kolkata police was one of the best teams in the world, which was working also in the case of the Bangladeshi MP's murder case.
যখনই বাইরের কেউ ভিআইপি আসতো বা এলআইপি আসতো সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট আমাদের এটা শেয়ার করতে ডেটাটা এখন সেটা শেয়ার করে না
Mamata Banerjee says that earlier the central government used to share the itinerary of foreigner VIPs, but right now they do not do so. She further says that had she known about the arrival of the Bangladeshi MP, she would have made security arrangements as well.
ফয়সালা করেছে কে বেঙ্গল পুলিশ তাদের আজকে প্রাইজ দেয়া হচ্ছে তাদের আজকে পুরস্কার দেয়া হচ্ছে মনে রাখবেন রাজনীতি করার জন্য যা ইচ্ছে করে যান কিন্তু কোন মৃত্যুকে নিয়ে এই ভয়াবহ রাজনীতির খেলা খেলবেন না আজকে
all I'm saying is that to remember that it is not good to politicize someone's death.
সামাজিক ব্যাধি আমরা সবাই মিলে আজও যদি একটা ঘটনা ঘটে উত্তরপ্রদেশে ঘটেছে মধ্যপ্রদেশে ঘটেছে দিল্লিতে ঘটেছে রাজস্থানে ঘটেছে মণিপুরে 100 মহিলাকে নার্স সমেত নেকেডলি প্যারেড করা হয়েছে ধর্ষণ করে কি ব্যবস্থা নিয়েছিলেন বিজেপি গভর্নমেন্ট কি করেছিলেন
I want to ask what did the BJP and the CPM friends did on the numerous rapes that happened in UP, Manipur?
তাকে জীবন্ত তার গায়ে অগ্নিসংযোগ করে তাকে হত্যা করা হয়েছিল
The victim of Hathras was burnt alive. What was the UP police doing then?
আপনার রাজ্য সরকার কি করেছিলেন আপনারা
What did you do BJP when the Unnao incident happened? I'll ask the Congress as well. Even you have governments in various states. What decisions have you taken in reference to these such incidents.
Okay, Mamata Banerjee there defending her government's actions, the police's action in this particular case, saying everything that needed to be done in the investigation has been. But what about the cover-up, the attempts to call it a suicide in the beginning and what not? What about those issues? Will Mamata Banerjee speak on that is the question, because even her own allies like Rahul Gandhi has said that there is clearly a cover-up here that there must be answers for. Let's cut across to more breaking news coming in. Now, TMC MP Shukhendu Shekhar Roy has also slammed his own government. So within the Trinamool Congress, there's criticism of how this case was handled. And you've got him holding a dharna right now, saying that this demolishes the claim that Kolkata is right now the safest city in India. And he slammed the Mamata government. Shukhendu Shekhar Roy saying that and questioning why the college principal was actually reinstated by the government just 40 minutes after he was removed as the college principal of RG Kar Medical Hospital. So that is a question right now that even within the TMC that's being raised by members of parliament, a senior leader there speaking out, essentially revolting, saying how his government has handled the situation in Bengal is shameful.
Kolkata is altogether a different city. Here the girls, the women, they move freely, unlike many other places in the country. But unfortunately, after this incident, everybody has been horrified. We shudder in shock, extreme shock and trauma people are now feeling. So the anger and the trauma and the feeling of the people must be respected by all those who are in the authority to control such situations.
The Trinamool Congress MP there raising some very, very crucial, important questions about the investigation. But there's also a question about the kind of facilities, the infrastructure that was there at this medical college. It's a government hospital, so it's government run and had clearly no infrastructure whatsoever for these women doctors. Like I said, the victim was sleeping in a seminar hall because there was no room with beds provided for her. At a 35-hour shift that she was doing, she decided to take a break and while being on duty went to sleep in a seminar hall. Unfortunately, at the RG Kar Hospital and College, this is the state of affairs. We spoke to many other women doctors who are currently employed at their hospital and they shared absolutely horror tales with us.
The basic requirement is a clean washroom, the first thing I would say. Wherever we work, we don't have that proper facility. Be it a room, we don't have a proper washroom in our working place.
The place where you people sit, does that have a proper washroom?
We can't, different departments have different facilities, you can say. In our hostel, there is no proper security. There was robbery in our hostel. There was no CCTV footage of that, nothing. We don't have security in our workplace. There are 2 washrooms in one floor that you can use, and there are 15 to 20 people in a floor. So it's a mess.
For a resident doctor, we have different kind of working hours for different departments. It can extend up to 24 hours or 48 hours at max. For interns, it is inhuman. It can even extend up to 72 hours
at a
stretch in some departments. And I myself have worked for 48 hours at a stretch.
Imagine that, not even washrooms being provided for these women doctors. How do they go back to work now after seeing what's happened to their colleague in that hospital? Steps need to be taken, perhaps not just in this government hospital, and this hopefully will serve as a wake-up call to many others to buck up and ensure adequate infrastructure for women doctors. Their workplace can't be a place where they have to constantly be on alert, look out for themselves and feel unsafe. We're going to be continuing to track the story, exposing the layers of cover-up that have come in on this particular investigation. I'm wrapping up this edition of 6 p.m. Prime.